Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, we are the three philosophers. We're here to talk about everything. We're here to talk about nothing. Hopefully, we're here to talk about something that interests you. Let's get everyone awake. Let's just wake everyone the fuck up. Let's talk about everything you are afraid to talk about and more. Maybe stuff that you would think is taboo, like politics, religion, all the stuff you're not allowed to talk about. We're going to talk about it, so you're just going to have to listen. You probably agree with half this shit anyway. Let's do this, yo.
Okay, cool. We're going to start off with another poem today.
Let's do some Tao.
Tao poem. This is chapter 14. It is unseen because it is colorless. It is unheard because it is soundless. When seeking to grasp it, it eludes one because it is incorporeal. Because of these qualities, it cannot be examined, and yet they form an essential unity. Superficiality, it appears obtruse, but in its depths it is not obscure. It has been nameless forever. It appears and then disappears. It is what it is known as the form of the formless, the image of the imageless. Whoa. It is called the transcendental. Its face or destiny cannot be seen in front or its back or origin behind. But hold fast to the Tao of the ancients. The wise man understand the present because he knows the origins of the past. This is the clue to the Tao. Oh, I feel like I struggled with that because I got nervous.
It's okay.
Because the camera was on me.
Yeah, totally.
And now I don't know.
Live streaming.
Yeah.
It's okay.
But there's that. The poem was good. The
and it kind of ties into the request that we had.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
we got.
I just randomly pick these.
We got a lot of topics to hit on. I mean, we got Stone Ape Theory, consciousness, parallel universes,
craziness.
all kinds of cool stuff today.
So shout out to one. Is this one of our first, if not the first, comments on YouTube? It actually has someone who came in who kind of deals with all three of us on a work level. Requested that we kind of talk about consciousness and things, space, the universe, and stuff like that. And so all three of us were kind of talking about a couple different things.
Becca R, that's her name.
Becca R, cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Comments, we love it.
You are quadruple dope.
So just for all you people listening and watching out there, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We want subscriptions, we want likes, and we especially want comments on kind of what kind of topics
coolest
that you want to hear.
What do you
want to hear us talk about?
That'd be nice.
So a common
constructive ones,
and I guess
if they're negative, would be cool as well.
Is consciousness.
Yeah, both of you guys know really a lot about consciousness, so I'm the weaker link in this situation. I didn't really do my research, so it's kind of my fault.
Know what it is.
Well, there's a couple theories, and I'm going to throw a shout out to all of you who may or may not know Terence Mckenna. If you've never heard of Terence McKenna, please look this cat up. He was a professor out in California. He got into ethnobotany. This is kind of pre-60s drop out, tune in, tune out, revolution, psychedelics kind of era. And so there's a theory called the Stone Ape Theory. So a lot of archaeologists, anthropologists, historians, etc., there seems to be a huge issue with, if you look at Darwinism and you look at how people progress as far as evolution, if you buy into evolution, which I guess it's 90% fact. I don't know. I guess there's some doubt.
90% fact, but half the people believe in it.
If you look at all the primate species, if you look at chimpanzees, you look at gorillas, you look at orcas, you look at all these species on the planet. Over time, there's a percentage brain growth throughout time. It's trackable, it's linear, with the exception of humans. And there seems to be a giant spike. I don't know the exact time frame. I think it was like 200,000 years ago, something like that. That I guess we were anatomically correct humans. And then like 25, 30,000 years ago, boom. That's when those caves in France, with all the artwork you've seen, with
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bison and stuff, it just boom. We had art, we had religion, we did ceremonial burials. All of a sudden, we had language. No one, truthfully, if they tell you they know for a fact, they're a fucking liar. I don't even care what acronym or letters they have behind their name, like PhD or whatever. No one truly knows.
XYZ.
Why is it that we came from hunter-gatherer, egalitarian, basically primates running around naked, to religion, language, tribalism, warfare, tools? No one exactly knows, but one theory is called the Stone Ape Theory. At this time, if you go back in time, primates, our ancestors, were up in the forests, and there was major climate shifts, as there always
split
is,
off and became
and grasslands created in Africa. And so these primates that were used to a jungle type atmosphere, a jungle type biosphere, came out into the steppes, into the plains. Well, what lives on the plains? A lot of animals, multi-stomach animals like cows. And what comes out of cows, if you're a hippie? Well, cow patties generally produce mushrooms, psychedelic psilocybin containing mushrooms. So one theory is that our ancestors, apes, came out onto the plains. They started looking for different food sources. That's what we're good at. We're very adaptive. We turn over cow patties. We find grubs. We eat the grubs. We find all these nutrients. Of course, we're going to stumble across mushrooms. So what would it be like for the very first primate to do a freaking heroic dose of mushrooms? It's going to be mind blasting.
Yeah.
So, even if you don't know, even if your mind is minuscule.
Absolutely. And so what's the, imagine the first time you ever got like shit-faced drunk. The first time you ever got like stoned out of your gourd on weed. The first time, if you've done mushrooms, that you've ever done mushrooms. The very first thing you want to do is, dude,
nature.
Let me explain to you what I just saw. Right?
Yeah.
You want to explain that experience because the experience is so beyond anything you've ever experienced before. And so the Stone Ape Theory, and Google, feel free to Google this, look into this, because
I'll put a link to a Wikipedia thing
that's
about
because
it.
It makes the world breathe.
Yeah.
And if you have no concept of anything, and the entire world is now breathing,
yeah,
what the fuck?
Well, it's also a oneness. You realize everything's kind of interconnected. If you're really on shrooms.
You're part of the breathing.
But the point is if these apes did massive quantities of mushrooms, which is the theory, is they were so excited and exasperated about this experience, that might be where language came from.
It's possible.
We had to figure out a way to tell someone how intense this fucking trip was.
Smashing rocks together.
You just don't understand.
Oh, Steve! That's your name, Steve! Man, you got to eat these mushrooms.
Another interesting to look into is
come over here.
If you look into Amarita muscara, which is the red mushroom with the white spots all over
that's where Santa
That's
came
what
from.
they're supposed to think.
Supposedly.
Maybe in the Bible when the serpent says eat the red apple, it
is talking
it
about
has been
mushrooms.
Translated so hardcore. It originally meant red.
and that's
red
the same mushroom that shows up in Mario Brothers.
Oh yeah, it's red and white. It's red with white spots. It's crazy Mario style, real life.
I'll leave a link to that as well.
So if you get into Graham Hancock, if you get into Aubrey Marcus, if you get into Duncan Trussell, I'm name dropping here, if you get into, just to help you research, if you get into Terence McKenna, his brother Dennis McKenna, who is an ethnobotanist, if you look back at culture, and this is the weird thing because I'm actually an anthropology major, the weird thing that scientists refuse to look at that is a common dot that connects all ancient civilizations is there is a link to hallucinatory psychotropic medicines throughout every culture, every continent, throughout history. And that seems to be the fundamental basis, the start of all religion. The Egyptians did Blue Lotus.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the
That
Russians
sounds awesome.
and Norwegians did Amarita Muscara. The Latin Americans and North Americans did peyote, San Pedro, mescaline.
Whoa.
You know, I mean,
Mescaline.
all of these things are tied together, and it begs to ask the question: is why today, in this weird, structured, monetary, consumeristic society, that, you know, why is it that hallucinogens specifically are vilified and deemed so dangerous? Well, maybe because they question reality. Maybe they question this goofy system, this
we live in an
Monopoly
anthill,
board
man.
game that we're playing. And our ancient forefathers knew this, and they, you know, that's probably where religion started.
It's very possible.
And that might be where consciousness started.
A lot of people believe that Stone Ape Theory is why, where the Bible came from, because some people believe that the Bible was manufactured as just like a book. It's fiction.
Consciousness had to arise at the same moment something decided it needed a name.
Rumspringa.
I mean,
because as soon as you name something, if that has a name, you've got a name.
Yeah, you're
so as soon as the me or
if there's
whatever comes
if there's
about,
there's an I.
Yeah.
Yeah, like where did last names come from, or where did names come from? Period. Who
names had to come first for consciousness.
A lot of people don't think about that.
All.
It blows your mind. How did
and
my
that
ancestors
would
get the
be
names?
fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So maybe mushrooms were the first thing that got a name.
Ooh, mushrooms.
Well, I mean, and it's funny because right now I'm in school. I'm doing
you pronounced that well.
Cultural ecology and philosophy,
said.
and in cultural ecology, we covered the India's sacred cow concept, and a lot of the finger up in the air, martini drinking academia types. There was a PowerPoint and it talked about why do India dots, not feathers. Sorry if that was racist.
Yeah, man, I take offense.
Why do they not?
No,
eat
man, it was
the
a
cow?
clarifier. It was like in parentheses.
And there were a bunch of bullet points on this PowerPoint, right? And it said, well, if you slaughter the cow, then you get food for 2 days. If you cultivate the cow, then you get its milk and you get cream and you get cheese.
I think we're the only species who
yogurt,
drinks
blah, blah, blah,
another
blah, blah.
species' milk.
And so they're making this giant leap
FYI.
to the reason that Indians today, and a lot of Hinduism, worships the cow is because it was a sustenance thing. And of course, I raised my kid in class, and there's 30, 17, 18-year-olds. And I'm like, now, wait a minute. There's one theory that the reason that the cow is sacred in India is because, again, back to magic mushrooms, is way back, like, 6,000 years before the Veda, before the Bhagavad Gita.
Oh, whoa.
Right? All these shamans were eating these mushrooms, and they were having interactions with God, right? They were having these visions. But these visions only came from the cow's feces, but from the cow.
Mm-hmm.
That would
the cow
lead
was
you,
the maker.
Exactly. That would lead you to a logical step into thinking, okay, I can
fucking
see
kill
God
that cow
through this cow's
cloaca.
Well, this cow's gift, right?
Is that a proper term?
That's a vagina. Oh no, that's a butthole.
Anyone who's done mushrooms, especially at a large dose, that's a powerful event in your life. That's a.
Well, I mean, Brett has done a heroic dose of mushrooms before.
I've done many heroic doses of mushrooms.
Many.
I'm saying that proudly. I have done many heroic doses of mushrooms.
Many moosin'.
I mean like 6.
It's just odd that academia, it's almost like if there's 3 pieces to the pie, 4 pieces of the pie, we're only going to teach you 2. We're going to ignore the rest. So all these theories and everything you learn in a college book, it's leaving out the psychedelic component, which is obvious through anyone who does any kind of research. So why are they so afraid? And I think it goes back to, if you look at like the Spanish Inquisition, if you look at Catholicism, there seemed to be a switch. There was a time where all religion was based in shamanism. And it was as everyone was allowed to see God themselves personally and experience God on a personal level.
Yeah.
Then man got in with man's ego, and there became priests.
When did the ego arise?
Exactly.
Is a great
That's a good question. So the priest
And what is it?
changed religion, and no longer are we allowed to see God together. I'm not going to do some shrooms, and you're going to do some shrooms, and we're going to go see God together. No. I've got ego. I'm better than you. I'm a priest. So now I'm going to take the shrooms,
understand what's
and I'm going to
happening.
tell you that you're not allowed to take the shrooms. Only I can take the sacrament because I'm a priest. So somewhere through history, through all religion, I'm not picking on any specific religion, but all religions seem to separate the average individual from meeting with God, as if that was a bad thing. And then fast forward to the Middle Ages, where they wouldn't even teach writing. The only people who knew how to read and write were the monks. So at that time, the big thing, I don't know if you guys know this. I'm going to give you a little bit of education.
I don't like learning.
So do you understand what the big split between Catholicism, which was Christianity, and Protestantism was?
Was that the guy nailing the stuff on the doors?
Luther.
Yeah, Martin Luther.
Yeah, but do you know what the big issue was?
Martin Luther.
They weren't allowed to practice the way they wanted to.
No.
Individually.
The big issue is Catholicism said that we, the chosen few, the priests, the cardinals, only we can understand what God's word means. So when we read the Bible, only we can understand it.
We read it right, you read it wrong.
And we will interpret it
That's Southern
for
Baptist.
you. We will interpret it for you.
Yeah.
What Luther came along and said in the Protestant Revolution, which was huge, I mean, it was cataclysmic in religious terms, is, wait a minute, everyone should be able to read the Bible and interpret the Bible for themselves.
No.
Dude, that's fucking blasphemy. Right?
Yeah.
And so that's similar to the psychedelic revolution that happened in the 60s. What happens when you do mushrooms? What happens when you smoke a lot of weed? You're going to question Vietnam.
Yeah.
You're going to question Iraq. You're going to question this orange dude we call president.
Religion doesn't like questions.
If you do enough psychedelics, you're going to question the bullshit system that is designed for a few elite and to fuck over the masses. Because you're going to realize it's all about love, dude. It's about harmony. It's all about interaction.
I feel like when you do
I did that earlier.
when you do drugs, you do get an overwhelming sense of oneness. Like at points you can hit where what you think tranquility existing in universe feels like.
Or
The
sounds
entire
like
time you're home. I mean,
vibration.
it's just like colors are brighter. Oh, dude, it's fucking dope.
So why is that a bad thing, though? Why?
Well,
why would
dude, at some point in time,
state or a government say, you know what? We don't want you to see vivid colors. We don't want you to see music, sounds visually. We don't want you to hear things you've never heard before. We don't want you to realize that plants have souls and breathe. You know, we don't.
Dude,
we just want you to go to fucking work and pay taxes.
That's ego.
It's evil. It's evil.
Somewhere, ego came about,
and that was the question.
And
philosophy.
exists outside of consciousness.
Is it ego or is it evil? I mean, the big philosophical question. So
your
I'm
ego
in
is
philosophy right now, and the question was, does evil exist? Does it?
I think
It has to.
Yeah. I think it
I
does.
would
Well,
have to.
You're bringing
I
out
would-
yin and yang.
I would
Good can't exist without evil.
You can't have.
Yeah.
You recognize the beautiful as beautiful because
Something's ugly.
you recognize ugly.
There's a comparison. There's a benchmark.
There has to be, or else it is nothing.
Yin and yang.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
There's absolutely evil. And evil should be met with equal good force. Yeah.
And oh God, I'm so
Hold
glad. That's
fast to the center.
That's a perfect segue into what is happening right now. So a lot of people on Facebook are bitching about all the protests right now. Today, what is it? 29th.
Yeah.
So today's January 29th, 2017.
Mm-hmm.
There are massive protests in almost every city, in a lot of major airports against Trump's anti-Muslim bullshit executive orders.
Mm-hmm.
And so what you're seeing is exactly what Brett just mentioned, is there seems to be an evil that exists, and that evil wants you to just work, go home, watch TV, pay bills, pay taxes so they can play army man with your money, bomb people, kill people, have wars. It's like a giant Monopoly board, only with real human souls.
A huge percent of taxpayer
and so
dollars go
they
to
don't. They're anti,
the military.
obviously, marijuana legalization, because if you smoke enough weed, you're
Like
going to
the
go.
most?
We're stupid. We're all kind of the same. These invisible lines on a map are stupid. But somehow he stirred up this almost Hitler-esque rhetoric: us versus them, black versus white, American versus Mexican, blah 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 blah. And so people are finally fucking standing up, whether you agree in the ideology or not. And I'm not picking a camp here. I'm just excited that people are protesting. I'm excited that everyone's not being sheeple for once in the U.S. I don't even care what your issue is, if it's right or it's wrong, if you're pro-feminism, if you're pro-LBGT, if you're pro-Black Lives. That's not even the issue. The issue is people are finally realizing, let's stand up.
Big lettuce tomato.
You know, let's stand up and have a cause. I applaud it. Let's do it. The revolution is now, and it will be televised.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty crazy. I mean, when Trump enacted those executive orders,
especially with Dakota Access Pipeline, was pretty
instantaneously. There were
Right here, I stand.
thousands of people
Sports standing
in
rock.
protest. Like, oh shit! Time to give a sign. Fuck you! Fuck you!
The most hilarious part of that is some dude in a fire tower with the forestry division in the middle of Nowheresville, like Montana, or
We're gonna build
wherever.
a bar in rural Connecticut.
So Trump puts out this executive order and basically puts a gag order on all scientific, EPA, environmental, or basically any government position that interacts with the public with truth, and says, shut the fuck up, you're not allowed to talk to the media, don't use Twitter, don't use Facebook, blah blah blah. And it was like an official memorandum, right? And so we don't even know who it is. I don't know who it is, but some dude probably in a fucking fire watchtower in the middle of Nowheresville, Montana, sent a tweet and was just basically like, he started. It's almost like the Boston Tea Party. Paul Revere's ride.
That guy used to work there, and he quit, and he had an old password, and he logged in too, and then put them up on that.
So he wasn't an active member.
No, he wasn't.
It's still cool
anymore.
as fuck.
Yeah, that's dope as shit though, for sure.
Some park ranger's like, fuck you. I'm gonna say what I do what I want. I do what I want.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's
The
crazy.
world's going crazy.
Real world is really going crazy. With everything.
I'm
Is it
excited
though?
about it though. I'm excited because listen, we were going down a path that was unsustainable. You cannot have a limitless 100% growth model economy on finite resources.
Look, I promise you, there's nothing that you can point to that exists anywhere in the cosmos that has infinite growth.
Exactly.
If it doesn't exist in nature, there's no way that we can replicate it.
But that's every company's business model. Every single company in the world has concrete goals and metrics. No, there's no maybe for their shareholders. So they have to beat this year's sales targets compared to last year's sales targets. They have to beat this month, January 2017. It was a big than January 2016, right?
It was a big whoop-de-doop when iPhone made the same amount of money they did last quarter. Yeah. On the fucking insurance shit.
You've got these supposedly brilliant people that are so fucking smart.
The money point system.
But they don't understand simple math, dude. They don't understand simple math. You cannot have infinite growth. We can't have, the stock market can't continue to grow forever and ever and ever and ever and ever.
No, it's going to get really huge and then we're going to have another recession.
You know, you can't have jobs more and more and more. You can't continuously add jobs. Eventually shit flattens out, right? It plateaus. And not only that, if you think about resources, dude, there's only so many trees on the planet, period. There's only so many fish on the planet, period. You can't have an infinite perspective on finite resources. It makes no sense. It's stupid.
There's a way to fix it.
A different system. And I think that's what's happening.
I mean, we're bioengineering meat.
Yeah, there's that. That's scary.
I mean, we'll have to rely on science to feed us from now on.
What I don't get is Joe Billy Bob America who just buys all this bullshit hook, line, and sinker.
Dude.
And just like it's like idiocracy. Electrolytes, it's what plants crave.
That's what they crave.
I mean, look, they've been...
People can't just please tell me people aren't that stupid. Just tell me. Humor me.
No, people are pretty fucking stupid. Not our viewers, though. Our viewers are pretty dope.
It's subliminal messages throughout your entire life.
How come they don't work on me?
I mean, they don't have to, but...
Subliminal messages work for the weak.
I'm no rocket scientist.
The weak-minded.
How come I'm not falling for the bullshit?
They're for housewives.
Ouch. You just got shit tons of hate mail just then.
That's okay. Get a job.
Well,
okay.
Not mothers. Not mothers.
Children.
I didn't say mothers.
Tough job.
I didn't say mothers. I said housewives.
What else are we supposed to talk about? Cosmos.
The cosmos, parallel universes, Mandela effect.
We talked about Mandela effect.
Yeah, let's not get back into that. I didn't sleep for a couple days.
I still don't believe anything.
None
of it's real.
We'll move on. Parallel universes. Nibiru.
So you've heard the one concept, and here's what's really exciting, is it used to be you had religion in one corner and you had science in another, right?
Yeah.
The very fucking interesting thing that's happening right now is, especially when you get into physicists, especially theoretical physicists, is they're actually starting to look into almost the paranormal type stuff that used to be hokum.
Yeah.
Used to be bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And so
we know so much more that we can dive into that now.
It's exciting.
Yeah. That's like the Uncharted shit.
It almost looks like religion and paranormal, ghost, Bigfoot, freaking time travel, all these sci-fi, what used to be thought as fiction is about to be proven factually with science.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I mean, the spirit molecule is that.
What happens when that meets? Are we all going to become gods?
Well, we all are already gods.
We're all gods.
I mean, we have the potential.
Or are we just characters
we're all Buddha.
In a video game, a Matrix video game? Maybe we're just a character.
Whoa.
Oh, man. Am I playing the character?
String theory.
Is that what consciousness is?
Maybe.
Consciousness is the vessel that drives this, but the ego exists. The ego exists in the vessel.
Just in a meat puppet.
Yeah. But maybe someone's already lined out the guidelines. I mean, they've already lined out the rules. So there's gravity, you bleed, you only have a certain amount of hit points, right?
Do I have a
constitution, power level?
Do I have a stat screen I can go to?
Well, you don't.
How do I reset my points?
Your player sees it. You don't see it.
Oh man, you better make some good ass motherfucking decisions, dude.
How many lives do you get? How many health points do you have?
I don't know. I feel like
What's your
I steal cats' lives. So
What's your level?
my level?
Are you level 12?
Man, no, I don't.
I'm a
think so.
paladin.
Can I be a warlock?
I mean,
You can be a witcher.
the
no,
weirdest
Witcher.
thing is
Demon hunter.
watch some fucking TED Talks and you've got freaking PhD scientists up on stage at TED Talks saying, we have pretty much theoretically proven with mathematics that we all live in the Matrix.
Oh yeah, with
And
strength.
the audience just kind of just dumbfounded, just, what?
There's ones and zeros.
I mean,
for
that's
plants.
the very beginning of. That's the Big Bang.
Yeah.
Because consciousness has to arise at the point when you want to name something.
Mm-hmm.
That means nothing existed. And that nothing wanted a name.
But here's the big argument.
And then that nothing became
So,
everything.
In our little black and white monkey mathematical minds, if something starts, it has to end. But is that fact, or is that just our belief system, right? Just because there was a Big Bang, does everything go on infinitely? Once it's been started, maybe it never stops?
Well,
or is there an
definitely
the
our
universe
sun
never
dies.
stops.
Planets die.
Yeah, but everything as a whole. It does the scenario, you've created the game, you have the CD, you're playing the game.
I mean,
Is the game dirty?
Does it
Do you
end?
have to clean it?
Does it end?
I mean, if you didn't clean it, it might end. I mean, are you playing like Resident Evil?
I don't know.
'Cause that
I
is
know
ending.
that we can measure
Are you being
the
specific?
dust from the Big Bang because we exist in this time frame and we were able to read it, so we know that it took place.
Hmm.
But I don't know if that means that once it hits a limit, it goes Big Bang.
Or is everything cyclical? Is there a Big Bang, and then
That
there's a
it-
big end,
is
and
the
then there's
big-
a new Big Bang?
Is our Big Bang
That's
the
what I
beginning
think.
of a new Big Bang? Like, that's why there exist trillions of galaxies?
Right. Is
how
everything
did the
cyclical?
Big Bang happen? Didn't a star go supernova and a bunch
No
of
one
asteroids?
knows. No one knows.
Okay.
The Big Bang
No, I mean,
happened?
there's many theories on the Big Bang.
It's all
One
of the
basic
matter that
theory, yeah.
exists in the universe.
Imploded and
was
then exploded.
in a tiny ball. Like
And-
the
and-
big, like
and
the
the
biggest
mass
your
got
hand
so
and then
huge.
if you think about that,
went.
then the universe doesn't have an end. So there might be another implosion and then another explosion. So there might be another Big Bang. This whole
Well, yeah.
universe that we're in right now can explode.
Yeah, but
Our sun goes
there's a
supernova.
galaxy on collision course with our
one
galaxy.
concept is
Already.
so you throw a rock and a pebble,
Yeah.
the waves,
That's the web of Indra.
right? It starts.
Yeah.
So maybe the Big Bang is that rock in the lake, and it created all these waves, but the waves go infinitely. They never
They don't
stop.
stop.
What's the in space? What's to stop them?
Nothing.
Right? Space is infinite.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the Big Bang, once everything was created, it goes on forever and it never stops. That's one theory.
Yeah, there is one theory like
So
that.
there is no second Big Bang. It's just boom, everything started.
And it just keeps on going.
Now, when it comes to God,
Well,
a lot of
that
people
would be.
talk
What is
about,
that true for
and I
our
forget-
galaxy
yeah,
or
I mean
the entire cosmos?
the entire cosmos. Now, within that, you have things that are starting and stopping because energy never.
So the entire
ends.
cosmos is our reality.
But there's a lot of scientists that are actually not atheists, and they turn to, I forget what it's called. It's called design. I just learned this, but
Intelligent
I don't know the
design.
name. Intelligent design. Yeah, they basically say, look, if you look at like sacred geometry, if you take mathematical computations, like for instance, the distance between here and here is your penis. The distance between here and here is your foot. The distance between, I mean, you can do these mathematical computations
Uh-huh.
and they're exact across everything. Okay. And so they're like, okay, if this is obviously evidence that someone designed this,
Oh, dude, hold
so there
on.
has to be a designer. If a watch has gears inside it, someone had to design the gears.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
And they look at the universe, especially mathematicians.
Yeah, there's
a lot of mathematicians are deists.
God damn it, I can't remember this dude's name, but he's still alive. He's some sort of super crazy scientist, and he's studying string theory. Okay, and
is it the young guy?
No, he's an older guy. He's a black guy. Okay. That's all I remember, and I think he met with Obama for something. That narrows it down.
Did he have a show on like the Discovery Channel or some shit like that? Or the History Channel?
I don't remember
where
what
he travels the cosmos.
No,
it's not the guy.
No, that's not. It's not Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Okay, let's see.
It's some other guy. Well, he's doing string theory stuff. Okay, so he takes the math that they use for string theory, and when you take mathematical equations, you can chart them. And if you've ever done that on a T80, sometimes it makes some dope-ass pictures, like flowers and shit. These ones made, like, geometrical, like, disc-type things. Like, geometrical, like, DMT geometrical.
Fractals.
Yeah. So they made these pictures. And then he said, everything is made of ones and zeros. So we took the ones and zeros out of those pictures, and it was identical to the ones and zeros that they used to make Google, the search engine.
Yeah.
Make a search engine.
There was one scientist on TED Talk that had a similar story, and he said when you take like DNA, he studied DNA and he studied
which they discovered on acid. Thanks.
Right.
Well, not discovered on acid.
And once they look at this and they break it down to ones and zeros, he says, no, this is code. And when they asked him on the TED Talk stage, they were like, what do you mean code? He's like, no, this is computer code. So when they start digging into DNA and digging into subparticulate molecules and even further than that, they find code, computer code.
Dude. Are we computers making computers?
Well, you've heard the ultimate singularity.
Binary solo 000001.
Have you heard of the singularity?
Humans are dead. Humans are dead. Yes, they are dead.
Sean's lost.
Poison.
This is too deep for Sean. He's drowning.
Yeah, dead.
Bring me back to where we were, please.
Africa.
I wish I had my didgeridoo. For Africa.
Okay, let me read this.
Australia. I don't know that don't work.
Y'all keep talking. Hold on.
Is that we're all
I don't know what
all
to talk
part
about.
of one consciousness?
Oh, okay. Here it is.
There it goes.
Okay, what is technical singularity? Is a hypothetical event in which artificial general intelligence, constituting, for example, intelligence computers, computer networks, or robots, would be capable of recursive self-improvement, progressively redesigning itself.
Guess what?
Or of autonomously building ever smarter and more powerful entities.
There you go.
What?
Trump's
I
a
will
robot.
tell you what. R2 motherfucking D2.
Bitch.
Boom. That is a robot who made himself smarter.
So there is a theory that eventually we get to a point where, I mean, already right now we go in and get a heart transplant, right? We get our kidneys transplanted.
Check this.
Now they're talking about ocular transplants, where they actually put a microchip into your retina for people who are blind. They do the same thing in auditory. They put a microchip in your ear to allow you to hear. What we're already, I mean, we're
cyborgs.
Listen,
Dude,
we're
become
we're
cyborgs when they
5
get
to
pacemakers.
10 years from that right now. We're 5 to 10 years from Arnold Schwarzenegger, freaking Terminator.
The humans are dead.
So what's the next step? The next step is we can literally, with nanotechnology, live forever, right?
Dude,
we have cells that repair all your cells.
Look,
so
man.
your cells don't age. Your cells don't die.
Actually,
Just said
something
Donald
exists.
Trump is a cyborg. I agree.
He's a fat, ignorant
cyborg.
fuck.
He's a robot.
There's a jellyfish that exists somewhere in I think somewhere near Hawaii, maybe.
Sounds about right. Jellyfish are tropical.
That this guy is studying, and the jellyfish, it cells when they get too old. Instead of dying, they go backwards. And they get younger and younger and younger. They fucking Benjamin Button.
Wow.
And then they get old again.
And it's just a cycle.
Yeah. It lives fucking forever.
Yeah.
Mandela.
I mean, so
figure out how that takes place, and then you go, hey, guess what, dude? You want to live forever?
What happens if
Needle.
all your biological cells
Just touch me.
begin to be replaced, right, with nano, 3D printer cells?
That would be optimal, though.
Okay, but what does that mean?
That means...
I just told you, man. You're
that
cyborgs.
That means we can go to a point where we're able to treat the world like it should be.
What do you mean like it should be? Who says it's not how it should be right now? Who's
because
to say
we're
not
fucking
at
it up.
cancer and we're fucking it up? Yeah, but if we all become cyborgs, maybe we say, you know what?
We don't need food anymore. We got rid of that. We don't do that anymore.
Instead of nipple twisting him, I can fucking Iron Man blast his ass.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a scary future, man.
I got rockets,
it's
dude.
It's a weird... and the
Shoulder
thing is,
rocket.
it's accelerating...
Tank Buster. Hulk Buster.
Like... I mean, if you look at things, something that used to take a year or let's say 100 years to advance, it got cut down to 10, and then to
who says
to
that we're not
5,
already
and then to
there?
1,
I mean,
and then
there were cell phones 10 years before we even had cell phones. Who
That's
said that we're not already there?
Technology, with memory at least, it doubles,
it compounds,
and then size gets cut in half.
Yeah,
I think
That's
every
what she
year.
said.
I mean, look at the Mandela effect, man. I think time
sorry.
travel's already a fucking thing. Just we don't know about it because of government and shit,
Well,
secrets and stuff.
Lizard people.
time.
Alex Jones
Has-
says
according
the New
to-
World Order.
Yeah,
According
hashtag
to an
Alex
alien
Jones says
that
the Mexicans
spoke
are
one
invading.
time on YouTube,
gonna take over.
space
We're going
travel
to war.
is time travel.
Okay, so here's the issue.
Do you go sideways?
With what?
Do you go forward or backwards?
Well,
Which way do you go?
We've got an inevitable technological revolution advancement. Freaking, we're on that path. Right?
Are we on the path to linking all of our consciousnesses
Experience tranquility.
Well, but here's the issue: is there's two
together and
camps.
being robots and existing
There's
in harmony?
two camps. We've got the technology, but ideology plays a factor.
Yeah, that alien said Dogma's going to kill us with nuclear warfare.
Exactly.
I'm pretty upset about that. I'm
So-
not sure if he's
so
Mandela or not.
Do the people?
Is that when Mandela took
Do the
effect?
people who share the technology, implement the technology, perform the procedures? Are they altruistic? Are they benevolent? Do they care about everyone equally? Or are they selfish, egotistical, warlike? It's all about me, fuck you.
Yeah, man, fuck you.
But that's
you
the
understand what I'm
ego.
saying?
Yeah, I know what you're
That's
saying.
that's a big issue.
Yeah.
Because then we can get into a post-apocalyptic kind of Mad Max kind of war where you've got a handful of people with all the money and technology and everyone else just scraping in existence trying to fucking survive on a planet that's been devastated.
Yeah.
I mean, do all these movies start to come true? Are they...
That means I
what
gotta
do you- what do
buy
you call them? You don't
75
call them
Chevelle.
documentary?
A documentary?
Yeah. I mean, maybe all these post-apocalyptic war movies
What if that's a Mandela effect?
Documentary? No, I've been saying that for for a long time.
Mandela affected.
My Jesus has a first name. It's OSCAR. Oscar Christ.
Minutes. Yeah. Well, who wants to do the... We're going to end this a little early. Who wants to say goodbye to everybody and give hugs and kisses? Okay, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. Hugs, kisses. Like, subscribe, comment. Put a penis in the comment. I don't give a shit. I mean, that's cool. I'll frame it.
Give us topics.
Give us topics. Hit us up on our Facebook. Like that shit too. That'd be cool. It's Facebook /the Three Philosophers, if I could say that right. Well, thank you and good night.
We're going to order t-shirts.
Yeah, t-shirts coming soon.
Business cards.
Well, you don't have any effect of that. We can't mail that to you, and that's be redundant because you're watching this right now.
But t-shirts, we might be able to sell some t-shirts.
Yeah.
Have some Three Philosophers
Keep a watch out. You know, if you guys want some dope ass t-shirts, we're creating that in the process right now. I will, keep a watch on any late episodes in the future. The future episodes, I will put a Teespring link. Just keep an eye out for that.
And go back and check out some of our older episodes.
Yeah. Go check out episode 10. We did a little spooky, scary stuff in there. That was pretty cool.
Episode 1. See if we've progressed any. Have we gotten any better from 1 to 11?
Dope. You could tell us about that.
Give some feedback.
Yeah. I mean, I love you guys' moms, grandmas, your children. If you want me to, I'll come milk your cows. And if you hit that like button enough, I will come to your house and give you a foot massage. How about that? So I'm going to end that. And we love you guys. Keep watching our shit.
You can only hit like once.
Peace.